Hey folks, Leader here once again. Welcome back to another video. Well, anyway, since now that I've ended my Superman marathon today, I am starting with my, now we are going to get into my Batman marathon, yes. So, and this is not because of the Batman or anything. I will go ahead and tell you right now that I will not be reviewing the Batman. I'm going to be taking some time with that movie because since it's new, I need a little time to process it. No, I haven't seen it, but it will not be reviewed for this marathon. There are two other movies I need to come first, which is Catwoman, Joker, the Justice League movies, because Batman's in those. Also the Justice League cartoons. Anyway, sorry, going too far in the Suicide Squad movies. Well, just the first one since Batman's in it only, I think, 2 times. But anyway, guys, yes, I'm excited to get this marathon on. My Batman shirt here, and I'm sorry about the quality of the video. I know the audio sucks and everything when I record it, you know. But if you guys just bear with me, I'm sorry. I hope, yeah, the light looks a little too funny, and yeah, sometimes my webcam, the quality just looks really bad. Sorry about that. But anyway, so this video is going to be called My History of Batman. This is the introduction to the Batman Marathon on my channel. So I wanted to start with, like I did with Superman, this time this video is called My History with Batman. Yes. My history with the character. So, a little bit of a picture of Batman. You can't see it well, sorry. But let's get into talking about Batman's history first. I'm going to get, you know. Now, Batman, of course, is DC Comics. Batman was created by Bob Kane and writer Bill Finger. It debuted in the 27th issue of the comic book Detective Comics. Batman first came onto the comic books on March 30th, 1939, so he's going to have an anniversary this year pretty soon. But 1939, yes. Pretty much on the history of Bob Kane, he was 18 years old when he created Batman. I know Bill Finger doesn't get much credit from what I heard, but I guess maybe, I hate to say it, speak ill about Kane, but it does seem like he had a bit of an ego when it came to Batman. I know he, worked with, I think, he worked with Disney a little bit, creating some of the Betty Boop cartoons, and this was the first Batman comic to be issued in 1939. Came from when, I guess you could say he was the editor when Superman came into being, and Bob Kane himself was asked, once you create a character, kind of like, almost kind of like Superman, like the next Superman, but he did his own version of the character, and, I think he was like a Leonardo da Vinci painting or something like that, of kind of a man like, with a cape, kind of like a bat. That's what Bob Kane said to him. Thou should have wings of a bat, and that kind of gave him the idea of Batman. And first when Batman came out, yes, Batman was a vigilante, yes. Batman wasn't a superhero first, he was a vigilante. I believe he killed in the comics. Batman did use a gun in the comics, I believe. And he did kill brutally, so Batman, only Superman, he's dark, depressing. He's dark, mysterious. That's what Batman is. He's the Dark Knight. He remains in the shadows. But just to give you a heads up, Batman, of course, is Bruce Wayne, who, when Bruce Wayne was about, I think, 8 years old, about 8 years old, Bruce Wayne, when he was a little boy, his parents went to the theater, they walked out of the theater, they were mugged, but in front of his eyes, when he was only 8 years old, Bruce's parents were shot and killed in front of him, yes. Thomas and Martha Wayne were murdered and shot and gunned down right in front of him, and pretty much Bruce was raised by Alfred, Alfred Pennyworth, his butler, who, and over time he, eventually starts to become obsessed with fighting crime, and throughout his young life, Gotham we see a little bit, but he disappears from Gotham for a while. I don't know how long in the comics, but he disappears. He trains, or exercises with his bodies, and he decides to become a vigilante, of this going on this mission of being a vigilante. He decides to wear a mask, and fight crime. But in order to do that, Bruce Wayne first, becoming Batman in comics. I never read the comics, but it was like he's like, what should I do? He's like, I should have wings of a bat when he sees a bat flying. So he puts on a costume and he becomes Batman. He becomes, the Dark Knight, and he starts putting fears into the hearts of criminals. But the thing is with Batman, he really does it though because, Bruce Wayne, he feels more comfortable being Batman because that's who he is. He says it's an obsession, but being Batman, he gets to fight crime. He wants to fight injustice in the world. That's what he wants to do, and that's why he puts on the mask to make sure what happened to him when he was a kid, when his parents' killer got away, that nobody else has to go through that. So he wants to stop it. He wants to stop that crime. So you can say Batman is messed up in the head, but Batman, Bruce Wayne, he's just a man. He doesn't have any superpowers. Batman has no powers. He just has gadgets. He has gadgets like the Batarang, Bat Grapple, or, he's got vehicles too, like the Batmobile, Bat Chopper, Copter, whatever you want to call it, Batwing, or a Batboat. Especially the Batmobile, that's my favorite. But, yeah, that's all Batman has. He just has his gadgets and his smarts. So, but that's how I would describe the character of Batman. Bruce Wayne, as a cover though for his identity, though Bruce Wayne is the disguise. He acts like a billionaire playboy. He kind of sleeps around with women, which I know Bob Kane was like Bruce Wayne in real life from what I've heard. And he would also, I think he met Marilyn Monroe. I think he had a few romances with women. So that's what Bruce Wayne does though. But just to keep it a cover, so people think that he's a drunk, lazy billionaire playboy, just to, use it as a cover, like Clark Kent does by bubbling himself. Bruce Wayne uses the billionaire playboy, to keep people from knowing that he's Batman. But, from what I heard, Bowfinger came up with some of the ideas for the stories instead of Bob Kane, but it does seem like Bowfinger does not get credit, Bowfinger offered suggestions like giving the character a cowl instead of the dome of a mask, a cape instead of wings, adding gloves, and removing the red sections from the original costume. So, in a way, he created what Batman looks like, And also the character was inspired by Zorro because when Bob Kane grew up, he would watch serials, because I guess he grew up in the 20s, 30s, something like that. They had serials back then, and he would watch Zorro, and also I believe Batman was inspired by Zorro, because Zorro's like a billionaire by day and vigilante by night, which Batman is. Also, he was inspired by the Shadow, because the Shadow was a dark, mysterious figure as well, who would hunt criminals, or, go after criminals and stuff, hunt them, wear a cloak and dagger. That's what the Shadow wears, and carries guns and shoots bad guys. So that's why you say Batman has a gun at first. But Bob Kane took it away, saying a hero should not be should not be using a gun. But Batman over time does stop using a gun. He does begin to. He's still dark, but just changes a bit. As you see Batman grow from kind of being a beacon of hope for the city. That all criminals fear him, and that he will fight for the city endlessly, no matter what. Even if it takes all the time in the world, he'll do it. But yeah, it's cool that Bowfinger came up with an idea. suggestions he was influenced by Lee Walk's The Phantom. Yeah, character who lives on an island and wears a purple suit. But, you know, I guess they took a little inspiration from that. I know they had some ideas for the Joker as well, Robin as well. They gave, yeah. But just let's talk about Batman's allies. Of course, Batman has allies like I said, Alfred Pennyworth, who was his butler. He knows Bruce Wayne, the real Batman. And at first he didn't accept, I don't think he ever really accepted him being Batman, but, you know, Alfred, you know, takes care of Batman. So he's kind of like a grandfather figure to him. He's pretty much the family that, you know, after Bruce's parents, the only family that he's got. But then you have Commissioner Gordon, who maybe in the comics, I don't know, but, you know, was a detective at first, and, you know, he looked after young Bruce Wayne when he was a boy. Maybe not in the comics. I don't know, folks. I've never read a Batman comic. Yes, I'll be honest. But Gordon, you know, does the detective work with Batman. At first, I believe he does not trust Batman. Maybe he did not trust Batman in the comics at all when Batman first came. But over time, him and Batman get along, and they work together, and he has you have a thing called the bat signal. When the bat signal at night is in the sky, it is warning Batman that there's trouble, or, you know, there's villains about or whatever, and he has to go out, you know. So that's what the bat signal is for, when they need him, you know. Yeah. But Gordon very much trusts Batman because they have the same morals. They both want to stop crime, you know. But Gordon is a lawman, and like I said, I think everything done by the book, you know. But, you know, he has morals too, just like Batman, and that's what makes him and Gordon such a good team, because they, you know, they're both kind of alike, in a way. Just work different sides of the law. But, and also you have his sidekicks, which is Robin, the first being Dick Grayson. Dick Grayson, who was an acrobat in the circus, until, you know, Bruce Wayne, like, well, you know, probably was there as well. They were just having a circus that night, until, you know, Dick Grayson's parents are murdered right in front of his eyes. So Bruce Wayne takes him in. Eventually, Dick finds out that he's Batman, and eventually brings him on as sidekick as Robin, because Dick Grayson's a teenager, very young, maybe 15, 16, whatever, and Batman just takes him in, and, you know, so you can say him and Batman are the same as well. Both of them lost their parents, and they want to both fight injustice in the world, and Batman helps him do that by letting him be Robin. And of course, after he would go on to be Nightwing, because Robin would kind of get tired of, you know, I guess tired of working with Batman, but eventually, growing up, he became Nightwing. And then Jason Todd, who Jason had this attitude and, you know, treated criminals like Batman wouldn't. It's almost killing them, which Batman does not want to do that. Batman, like I said, did kill at first, but he has this moral code not to kill, or not to cross that line. But Jason Todd does, and Jason Todd tries to kill the Joker, tries to go after the Joker, but the Joker eventually captures him, beats him, and tortures him, you know, to death. And you think he dies, but he ends up coming back to life, and he comes back to life as a Red Hood, a vigilante, hell-bent on revenge on Batman to kill him. But anyway, if you played Arkham Knight, you know what I'm talking about. But then the third was Tim Drake. Yeah. Now, I don't know about Tim Drake from the comics. I only know him from the Batman anime series. All I know is that I think his father might have been murdered by Two-Face in the anime series, and he joins, you know, Batman as Robin. So he's the third Robin. The fourth Robin, I think, is a girl named Carrie, or something like that. And then, of course, he had other sidekicks as well, like Batgirl, Barbara Gordon, who was Jim Gordon's daughter. She wants to fight crime, too, wants to join the police force, but Jim Gordon won't let her, so she, you know, eventually dons a costume, becomes Batgirl, which eventually Batman finds out who she is and lets her join in. You know, there was some camp in the comics as well. I believe. You have the Nightfall comic. I'll talk about Batman's villains as well. Maybe I'll just go ahead and do that real quick. Now, Bruce Wayne is a wealthy American industrialist and billionaire who owns Wayne Enterprises, lives in a huge mansion called Wayne Manor. Bob Kane and both figure say about Bruce Wayne that there's nothing more traumatic than having your parents murdered before your eyes. Despite his traumatization, he sets his mind on studying to become a scientist, training his body into physical perfection to fight crime, which of course Batman lives in Gotham City, a city that is corrupt by crime. Sometimes Batman does break the law himself. I mean, he will beat criminals up, he'll interrogate you. Batman can be very intimidating. He'll break your bones if he has to. Break your arm, Batman's whole thing is to put fear into you. And of course, you had Damian Wayne be Robin. You also had Red Carey, who was in the Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns. But I have read one Batman comic. I don't know where I have it. Let's see. No, well, it's somewhere, but I do have Batman the Killing Joke comic. That's probably the only Batman comic I've ever read. Yeah. Oh, you also have Lucius Fox, who was a technology specialist and Bruce Wayne's business manager at Wayne Enterprises. Douglas Tompkin, who's a family friend, who, like Alfred, in the anime series, that she was there for Bruce after his parents' death, so she knows that he's Batman. Lucius Fox, just works with him. I know in the Nolan movies he makes it for him. The GCPD and Batman also works with the Justice League. So those are superheroes like Superman, Wonder Woman, Martian Manhunter, Hawk Girl, probably Hawkman, and Green Lantern, and the Flash. And of course Batman is a detective as well, known as the world's greatest detective. Yeah. You have supporting characters like Vicky Vale as well. But I want to go ahead and mention his villains too, because Batman also has a rogue of villains. You have the Joker, who was the Clown Prince of Crime, who was, I would say, describe the Joker, he's an enigma. You don't know much about his past, but he is a clown. Wearing the purple suit with the green hair and the red lipstick and the white face. He is crazy and he kills. Joker does kill innocent people, and his poison gas. He is over the top. I can see the Joker as an over the top character, but Joker, let's just say he's mad, and in his madness he finds death funny. He finds killing people hilarious, and he would just like the world to be madness, just people killing each other all the time. I think that would be in his world, no rules at all, that, like in the Dark Knight when they go in with Heath Ledger's Joker, that everybody's bad, deep down, or, Joker wants to mess with Batman. It's madness. And then you have the Penguin, who was a penguin. Well, human too, but just looks like a penguin basically. He has the Iceberg Lounge. He just, he's more of a villain who kind of pretends to, I would say, to be a good guy, has a charm to him. He's more like a gentleman. He uses his charm to make you think that he's a good guy, that you can trust him, but you really can't. Penguin is a criminal, does commit crimes and stuff, And Batman, of course, knows the truth about him, but he's just able to hide it from everybody else. But, Penguin's always been a good villain for Batman. And then you have the Riddler, Edward Nigma, or Edward Nashton, but I call him Edward Nigma. The Riddler who, wears question marks all over himself, his costume, his hat, and leaves riddles at the scenes of every crime. I think Riddler's point is to say that he's smarter than Batman, that he's better than him. He's been able to outsmart a lot of people, but not Batman. So I think the Riddler's obsession is just to prove that he is the best, that he is the smartest guy in the room. But the Riddler is always an interesting character. And then you have Two-Face, who was Harvey Dent. Harvey Dent, who was one of Batman's allies, who, due to an accident, on his left side of his face, he gets scarred, he gets this acid thrown on his face, and of course acid ends up on his face, and it gives him a split personality of Two-Face, which, in becoming Two-Face, losing his mind, he flips a coin whether to decide to kill you or not. Good side you live, bad side you die. But with Two-Face, it's about duality, and everything with him. But what's the most interesting about Two-Face is he's a tragic character. He just didn't wake up and become evil. He just, the accident that happens to him made me feel bad for him because he was Harvey Dent. Harvey Dent was also a Batman's ally, a friend of Batman. Now his friend turned enemy. Then more villains, you have like Bane, who I would say Bane is not really a developed character in my opinion, but from what I heard, he did break Batman's back in the Nightfall. He just kind of like picked Batman up and broke his back. But Bane has like Venom. Bane, I could say for me, works as a henchman. Well, not a henchman, but also as a. I know that's in the comics, he's genius, but like whatever to me about that, because I don't think he's well developed. When it comes to Batman, it's just his brute and strength. That's what he's got against Batman. Having the Venom and stuff, it will take Batman on in the fight. And then you have, of course, Catwoman, Selena Kyle, who I can say is more of an anti-hero, a little bit more than a villainess, but she does steal, she does commit crimes, and Batman can't let her do that. She will kill, unlike Batman. Her and Batman have an attraction toward each other, but Batman has a moral code. She does not. She will kill, But Catwoman has always been an interesting character. But at times she will help Batman defeat a criminal or something like that, defeat one of the villains. And then you have Scarecrow, Dr. Jonathan Crane, who has this fear toxin. He dresses up like a scarecrow. With him, he likes to put fear into people. This fear toxin can make you experience your true fears. And he wants to, what he wants to do is create that madness of fear everywhere. Because Scarecrow loves spreading fear. He loves seeing what Batman's afraid of. He wants to get into Batman's fears as well. Excuse me. But yeah, Scarecrow, cool character. Very interesting character as well. And then you have Mad Hatter, Jarvis Tech, who is obsessed with the book Alice in Wonderland. And he basically believes himself to be the Mad Hatter. He can use his hat to control people, or, kind of like mind control almost, mind control people. But yeah, Mad Hatter, I wouldn't say is one of my favorite Batman villains. He's not up on the top, but I do like Mad Hatter. Then you have Ra's al Ghul, who's a character that's lived for 600 years. He's the leader of the League of Assassins, and you could say he wants to fight crime like Batman. Well, but has a different way of doing it. Where Ra's is a madman, he believes in genocide. He wants to kill millions of people, because he thinks if he does that, he'll be able to stop crime for good, you know. But Batman won't let him kill a bunch of innocent people in order to do that. But in Ra's also, like I said, he's immortal. He can die every time. He has this thing called the Lazarus Pit. You know, that is part of the character. When he's in the Lazarus Pit, he comes back to life, you know. So anytime he dies, all his followers have to do, you know. And then of course he's got his daughter Talia al Ghul, who is a romantic interest for Batman, but she herself, I say, is a villain too, because she does believe in her father's beliefs as well, and that's what, you know, rifts the relationship between her and Bruce, you know, because Ra's also knows that Batman is Bruce Wayne, but Ra's is an awesome villain. And then you have Mr. Freeze, who is Dr. Victor Freeze, who was a scientist. His wife Nora she got this disease that never killed her, but by accident he becomes Mr. Freeze, and doing that, you know, giving him a cold heart. Just, you know, Mr. Freeze has to wear a cryogenic suit because Victor cannot walk out into the real world without it, because he would die. He has to live under sub-zero temperatures, and yeah, he wants the rest of the world to live under sub-zero temperatures too. I think Mr. Freeze does want to freeze the world and thinks everybody else should live under it too. But he's a tragic villain. I think the most tragic of all, because Victor Freeze was a good scientist, a good man, just, you know, loved his wife until she gets sick, and this accident happens to him, I think, by a guy named Ferris Boyle, you know. And out of it, Victor, you know, tragically becomes a villain out of it, and, you know, he has a freeze gun as well, which can also freeze Batman. Can be a hard villain for Batman to fight at times, but Mr. Freeze is a good villain, you know. You have Calendar Man, you have Clayface. I think Clayface is going any other races, but Clayface can. Sorry, I thought I heard something. Clayface can change into anybody he wants to. He's a hard villain for Batman to fight. He can shapeshift into anything. He's just a big feat of clay, basically. Then you have Poison Ivy, Dr. Pamela Isley, who was a botanist. She becomes Poison Ivy. She basically can seduce men, and if you kiss her, you die. I don't know if that's just in the comics on Batman and Robin, but she can also take Batman on in a fight, because she has plants that she can use as weapons against Batman and fight against him. But she's also a good villainess as well. Then you have Killer Croc, Waylon Jones, who is a giant crocodile, basically. You know, man, half crocodile, half man. You know, who sometimes Batman fights, you know. Then you have Dr. Hugo Strange, you know, the scientist that finds out Batman's identity, and Strange does all these weird experiments, but he definitely wants to expose Bruce Wayne as Batman. And then you have Harley Quinn, who was Dr. Harley Quinzel, who was the psychiatrist for the Joker, till Joker, you know, is able to manipulate her. She falls in love with him, and she eventually herself becomes mad, and she becomes Harley Quinn, his sidekick, you know. But I think her character was mainly created for the Batman the Animated Series, you know. And then you have Man-Bat, a guy who would take a formula or whatever, and he becomes Man-Bat. And he sometimes go around, you know, torturing the city a bit, and Batman would have to stop him. But, you know, I've only seen Man-Bat so far in the animated series and stuff. Never seen him in the Batman Arkham Knight game, but never in a live-action movie. Then you have Hush, who was a character that was kind of like Bruce Wayne. Then you have Victor Zsasz, who's a serial killer. Victor is so crazy that when he kills people, because he enjoys it, he like marks his body. He puts marks his body for how many people he's killed. Killing Moth, never heard of him. Deathstroke is a very good villain. Deathstroke, Slade Wilson, who is a mercenary who will, if he's hired, he will kill Batman or take on Batman. He can fight as well. And Professor Pig, which I give him familiarity. Black Mask, I think, is a decent villain. Never really been big into Black Mask. I mean, his mask is cool. Yeah. But that's all the Batman villains I'm going to name. I'm not going to spend much of time doing that. What else? Oh, okay. I want to go ahead and talk about, so let's see, I've talked about the history of Batman, the villains, the allies and enemies of Batman. Okay, now I want to talk about my history of Batman. Yes, this video will be a little long, I'm sorry. But talk about my history with the character, how I became a Batman fan. I've been a Batman fan since I was a little kid, y'all. I've been, ever since I was a little kid, I've been a huge fan of Batman. I don't remember the age, but I do remember, I probably got into it by the anime series. Maybe I did watch some of the anime series when I was a kid. I did watch the 60s show as well. I would go over at my aunt's house because we watched my cousin when he was like a little baby, a little kid. We had to go over there and watch him. I would watch the Batman 60 show, and at the time I was so young I took it seriously. Yes, it is campy, but at the time I took it seriously. So I would just go over there and I'd watch Batman. Anytime I got to watch it, I'd watch it. Of course, I had Batman toys when I was a kid as well. I grew up with some of the movies, especially, I will tell you that I went to Sex Fest when I was a kid. I think it was in the 90s because I was born in the 90s. It was probably, I don't remember when, maybe 98 or something, 2000, maybe, I don't remember, or maybe sometime in the late 90s when I was little. I don't have a picture. My mom probably has a picture somewhere in her storage. Well, in her storage unit because she still lives with my grandparents. But somewhere in those pictures, there's probably a picture of me with Batman. There was this, it was a show where Batman has a take on the Joker. I think it was 1996 maybe. But I remember, there was a woman playing Vicky Villa, then seeing Batman, that was awesome to see. I got to take, me and my sister, we got to take a picture with Batman, and I got to take a picture with Joker. Joker was like right close up to me, doing this. And we got to take a picture of Vickyville. And of course, the actor who played Batman. But yeah, I remember that was a real fun time. And I also remember going over with Batman Forever. I think my auntie had that movie on VHS. I borrowed it a couple times. That's how I got to know became a Jim Carrey fan as well. But not just because of that, but because of The Mask, because I watched that a lot as a kid. But anyway, we're on Batman. So yeah, I would watch Batman Forever. I've seen it quite a amount of times. Batman and Robin I probably watched when I was a little kid. I was scared of it. The movie scared me when I was little, but honestly I was a kid then, so, different time. But probably watched Batman and Robin a bit, That 1997 film, yes, starring Arthur Schwarzenegger and George Clooney, yes. Watched Batman and Robin. I watched it on Peachtree TV, something like that. Then I got the movie itself. Then Batman 89, I first watched it at my grandma's house. I was probably 13 or 14 years old, I don't remember. I would say I was a teenager when I saw the Batman 89 movie. But I watched it, and I just loved it, and got it on VHS. I think my grandmother got the movie on VHS, and I would watch Batman 89 a couple times. Batman Returns, got it on VHS at Best Buy. My dad had to do some business, or he was working with his friend on something. They were working on a computer or whatever, just doing work or whatever, and the guy had this big screen TV, and I got to watch Batman Returns for the first time. Watch Batman Returns on that TV, and I also remember him sneaking up behind me. My dad's friend sneaking up behind me doing this, scared me. That was a funny time. But I remember watching Batman Returns, and yeah, Batman the movie. Saw a little bit more of my adulthood. When I was in high school, I did watch some of the Batman 60s show. As for Batman Begins, I think my first time watching it was when I think I bought the DVD. I do remember the marketing. My brother took a picture of at Walmart they had a big poster of Christian Bale as Batman. And I didn't see Batman Begins at theaters, but I did see The Dark Knight theaters, and I did see The Dark Knight Rises. So, but that's basically how I became a Batman fan, by watching Batman Forever. Probably watching some of the anime series. I think I grew up watching the Two-Face episode, part 1 and part 2. And I think the Penguin episode as well, when they first showed the Penguin. But yeah, and watching Batman Forever, that's how I became, and I probably watched some Batman Beyond too when I was a kid. I remember watching maybe some of the show, but mainly Batman Beyond Return of the Joker. I think I saw the uncut version when, instead of Robin shooting him, when Tim Drake turns into like a little kid Joker, where, that, Joker falls to his death by, getting electrocuted. When he, falls to the electricity, the pole lines or whatever, tries to walk into attack him and then slips and dies, But, so some Batman Beyond too, and like I said, I've seen some Batman animators. But, that's the stuff for the kids that I was watching. I had Batman toys as well, so that's how I became a Batman fan. I always will be a Batman fan. I got a Batman blanket, got another Batman shirt as well. But, that's how I became a Batman fan. Want to see anything else to talk about? Well, okay. Okay, well, so far what I did cover is talking about the history of Batman, Bob Kane and Bill Finger when they created the character. So I talked about the history of Batman, I talked about Batman's allies and enemies, villains, and I also gave my history of Batman just now, how I became a Batman fan, I just talked about that. So now, I will talk about what we're going to do for this franchise, what we're going to do with this marathon, which you're going to see. And I want to remind everybody that is watching, thank you. But I want to remind everybody that during this marathon, like my Superman marathon, any marathon I do, any reviews I do, remember, for this Batman marathon, everything I say is just my opinion. I'm not saying that this is, this is the truth or anything. No, I'm saying that I don't pull in facts. I'm not that type of person that says, this is the fact that this movie is overrated, or this is the fact that this movie is not terrible, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to say any of that. No. It's all subjective here. It's all opinion, so for this whole Batman marathon, everything will be my opinion. Sorry about that. But you don't have to agree with me. You are welcome to disagree with me. You are welcome to disagree with me in the comments anytime. Just don't attack me personally, because some of these Batman movies, like I still like Batman 89, Batman Returns, and I do like Batman Forever, and I do like Batman and Robin. Yes, I will admit, I like that movie. I am mixed on Batman Begins and Dark Knight, and Dark Knight Rises I probably don't like, but I'm not going to get into that. We're not talking about that now. We'll get into that in future videos. So, but I just wanted to let everybody know, I just want to make sure you're listening to me. Listen. Everything I say is my opinion. Okay? It's my opinion, not yours. If you review the Batman movies and you did, on your channel, and you give your opinion, cool, but this is my channel, my opinion, my voice. If you don't like it, you can leave. I don't put up with haters or, or trolls, on this channel. If you're going to comment maturely, comment to me like an adult. Act like an adult when you're on here, act mature. And if you're going to act childish and all that stuff, then you're gone. Or if you're just going to cuss me out or just act immature or troll, if somebody acts like that, then I'm just going to block and delete them because I just don't have time for it. I'm not going to argue with people about it, I know how the Dark Trilogy can be, with people getting death threats over the years over those movies. Maybe not now, but still then, but I'm not going to put up with that. Yeah. So, any certain BS going on, I'm just not kidding. I don't put up with BS, You comment on here, you respect my opinion. You might not agree with it, but you should respect me. You should respect my opinion no matter what movie. But anyway, okay. Let's now get into, show you a little cool picture here. All the Batmans over the years. Now again, I will not be reading the Batman because I want time to settle in that, so anytime clarifying that up, I will not be reviewing the Batman. No. Like I said, Catwoman, the Harley Quinn movie, Joker will be coming first as well, the 2019 film Joker, starring Joaquin Phoenix, and also, which will not be reviewed here by the way either. Will not be reviewing Joker Catwoman here, no. Nor Justice League, the first one, nor Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice, because, well, that is a Batman and Superman movie. Justice League is a Justice League movie. Suicide Squad, even though Batman's had 2 times, and Suicide Squad movies. So, this is all Batman standalone stuff. No crossovers, no Batman and Superman movie, no. those will be done by the years, as will the Batman be. So, after this Batman, because after I'm done with this Batman marathon, I'll be going by years, and those movies will be reviewed, and some animated movies as well, over the years, I'll be going by years on those. So, but anyway, so first of all, I'm going to call this marathon, these set of marathons. Now, I will be talking about the live-action movies, the TV shows, the animated movies, as well. I'm going to call them phases, kind of like the Marvel does. I just like that. I did that with the Superman. With Superman, it was phase 1 with live-action movies, phase 2 was the animated Superman films, and phase 3 were the TV shows for Superman. So this time, phase 1 will be, of course, the live-action Batman films. Starting with the 1943 serial, Batman, the 1943 serial. I'm going to start with that next, after the, and then Batman and Robin, the 1949 serial, and also Batman 1966. I will be doing a TV show Flash, which I believe will be part 23, I think. But yes, I know TV shows will be different, but I'm going to go ahead and talk about the Batman 60 show because it came before any of the movies came out. Yes, it is older. But the Batman TV series, starring Adam West and Burt Ward. I'm going to do a TV show Flash part 23 of that. I'm going to give, since they're on DVD now, I'm going to give my favorite episodes of all the seasons, which is 4. Well, it's 3 seasons, but I'll be favorite episodes of Season 1, Season 2 Part 1, Season 2 Part 2, and Season 3. And then we will be getting into... Then I will be reviewing Batman the movie, starring Adam West and Burt Ward, and... we'll get to the Batman 60 show. We'll talk about that when it's time. But, Batman the movie. I'll be reviewing the Tim Burton films, Batman 89, and Batman Returns, and the Joel Schumacher ones, Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. And then, of course, the Dark Knight trilogy, Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises. And that will be the end of phase 1 of that. And part 2, phase 2, will be the television shows for Batman, which the Batman series show will already be done with. So it'll be The Adventures of Batman, which is an animated show, came out in the 70s. The New Adventures of Batman, which has the voices of Adam West and Burt Ward as Batman and Robin. And then I'll be doing Batman Animated. Now, I did do a TV show collection for Batman Animated. Maybe I'll share that today on my Facebook, so people can see that. But I will be giving my favorite episodes, that's what I'll be calling them as well, folks. Like I give Superman favorite episodes of the show, the season. But it'll be favorite episodes of Batman Animated. It'll be Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, and Volume 4. And then, of course, I will be doing a TV show collection, for Batman Beyond. Then after that, we'll be giving my favorite thoughts/favorite episodes of Batman Beyond Season 1, Season 2, and Season 3. Because the show only has 3 seasons. And then I'll be talking about doing a TV show collection for The Batman, which came out in 2004. And then 2008, Batman the Brave and the Bold. And of course, Beware the Batman. And then when it comes to live-action TV shows, well, of course, I'll be talking about Gotham, TV show collection for Gotham, and of course, give my favorite episodes of all the seasons, including Gotham Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, and Season 4. Batwoman, I'm debating on whether to talk about that or not, and if I do, it'll be a rant, because starting with Rose, and Rose starts now, I don't give a damn. But Batwoman, I hate that show so much, so if I do talk about that, it'll be a rant, just to give you all a heads up, And then, Phase 3, which will be the last part of all the Batman animated movie, will be the Batman animated movies, which is quite a bit. This is why I'm not reviewing the Batman-verse, because Batman animated films, I think there's almost like 30 movies. Well, I think it's 29, but yeah, quite a bit. Superman, I think it was like 7 or something like that. This is all. Batman has a lot of animated movies over the years. Anyway, Batman the animated movies. Okay, I will be reviewing Batman Mask of the Phantasm, which came out the same year I was born, 1993. But Batman Mask of the Phantasm, in order I'll be reviewing them by the way. Batman Mask of the Phantasm, Batman and Mr. Freeze Sub-Zero, Batman Beyond Return of the Joker, Batman Mystery of the Batwoman, The Batman Faces Dracula. And guys, just to mention, some of those are based on some of the TV shows for Batman, the animated TV series for Batman. Some of them are based on that. Batman Gotham Knights, Batman Under the Red Hood, Batman Year One, Batman The Dark Knight Returns Part 1, Batman The Dark Knight Returns Part 2. I'm not going to review the whole movies, I'm just going to review Part 1 and 2 separate. And then Son of Batman, Batman Assault on Arkham, Batman vs. Robin, Batman Unlimited, Monster Mayhem, Batman Unlimited, Animal Instincts, Batman Bad Blood, if you guys can hear me, Batman The Killing Joke, Batman Unlimited, Max vs. Mutants, Batman Return of the Cape Crusaders, bringing back Adam West and Burt Ward as the voice of Batman, Batman and Harley Quinn, Batman vs. Two-Face, of course, and then the Lego Batman movie, which came out in 2017. Yeah. And then Scooby-Doo and Batman, The Brave and the Bold. Yeah. Batman Gotham by Gaslight, Batman Ninja, Batman Gotham by Gaslight, and Batman Ninja. Batman Hush, Batman The Death and Family, which will be a short review, it's an interactive movie. So, then Batman Soul of the Dragon, which I have not seen. Yeah. And then, I don't know when the next Batman movie will come out, but I'll probably be ending it with Batman The Long Halloween Part 1 and Batman The Long Halloween Part 2. But they'll be separate reviews. So, yeah, Batman Long Halloween Part 2, that will be the last Batman animated movie. Maybe, or if they make another Batman animated movie, then I'll probably review that as well. Who knows, with time and everything. It's not like I'm going to get done with this marathon just like that. It will take time. Could take it to next year to finish. So, yeah, could take 2023 to finish it. I don't know. But anyway, guys, that is all the Batman animated movies I'm going to review, all the films and TV shows. So remember, Phase 1 will be the live-action Batman movie, starting with the 1940 serials, TV show collection for the Batman 60 show, giving their episodes of all the seasons of that, and reviewing the movies, the 60s, the Batman movie, 1966 film, and then of course Batman 89, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, Batman Robin, the Dark Knight trilogy, Batman Begins, Dark Knight Rises, and then Phase 2 will be the TV shows, and then Phase 3 will be the Batman animated movies. So, you know, I think I pretty much summed up what I had to say about it. So anyway, guys, yeah, I hope you look forward to my Batman marathon, and I know I'm excited about doing this. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. So, but thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below, are you a fan of Batman? And let me know in the comments below, what made you a Batman fan? How did you become a Batman fan? And if you are a Batman fan, what got you into the franchise? What made you a Batman fan is what I'm asking. So please tell me in the comments down below. Thanks for commenting. And also, guys, I appreciate it if you would share my videos. Hey, yeah. Share my videos on your Facebook story or whatever. I'd appreciate it, and but if you want to. But thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. Alright, guys. Well, I'm still enjoying my vacation time. So, but anyway, guys, starting with the Batman Marathon, next video. We are going to start with Batman, the 1943 serial So this will be a review coming up next. I don't know, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, I don't know. But yeah, the 1943 serial, this will be coming up next. So, look forward to this. That's what we're going to start with. Oh yeah, it's got 2 discs here, and I think it's about 15 chapters or segments. Yeah, this is where you have Lewis Wilson as Batman and Douglas Croft as Robin. So yeah, but this is the first live-action Batman that was ever released. So I figured best to start with the older stuff, and this was the first to come out for Batman. So yeah, Batman 1943 serial. So this will be next. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe, and have a good day. And thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.